Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the Patrick Swayze Marathon, and this time it is a film that was sent to me, Tiger Warsaw. Now, Tiger Warsaw, I'm not 100% sure, but I would not be surprised if this was one of those films where Swayze did earlier in his career, but then the studio only released it because of the success of Dirty Dancing. And they're like, oh, snap, crackle, and pop. We got a Patrick Swayze movie. We can release it. And it's trash. 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 If you like this film, more power to you. I knew going into this it wasn't going to be an action film, so it's not that. Or that it wasn't going to be a thriller. I knew going in it was just going to be a drama. I understand that. But you know what? I love Ghost. That's not an action film. That's drama with some humor, comedy, romance. Much better movie. This says years ago he shattered his life. Now he's back to pick up the pieces. And directed by some guy named Amin Chaudhri, whatever the fuck that means. What this movie is, it's a glorified after-school special. And there may be people today who don't even know what the hell an after-school special is. Back in the day, it'd be these very, very melodramatic movies with young people, and it would be about drugs, addiction, drunk driving, abuse, and there was, again, so melodramatic, most of them piss poor. I can't think of a single one I enjoyed. You know what, this is a movie that you would see on the Lifetime channel, if that's even around anymore, for Lifetime. I mean, it's poorly directed, very sloppily directed. I don't know if it's because it's the copy of the film, because this seems like one of those movies that I don't know if it's in the public domain. You seem to find this in a lot of places for very cheap. So I don't know if it's because of that or because of the film itself, but there's a lot of times where the director has these up-close shots, like half the movie is just up-close shots of people looking in this direction or up-close shots of people looking in this direction. It'd be like someone talking over here, and they're talking like this angle, or they're talking in this angle. That's half the movie. And the movie is just, it's boring. It's poorly scripted. I swear this feels like there's chunks missing of the story or of the development, because when it gets to its conclusion, you're like, how did it get there? The plot of the film, Patrick Swayze, he did something 15 years ago. The movie is kind of shoddy in revealing what that exactly is. Like, gives us like little quick flashbacks to like Swayze was in his sister's room. Swayze was holding something to his sister, but yet it's led to believe he wasn't trying to attack her. And then you see his father kicking the hell out of him in one little flashback. And then in one like quick throwaway line, Swayze spits out to his mom, "Oh, I was trying to rip you off, and Dad did something, and I wanted to defend myself," like in a very quick, line of dialogue. I'm like, wait, that's what happened? You're trying to rip? So I guess you're trying to steal from them. But why were you in your sister's room? Were you trying to steal stuff from your sister's room? And then your dad beat you to hell and high water, so you defended yourself, I guess? So the dad, for being so mean, rude, and abusive, I mean, did you hold the gun on them first, or no, that happened after? That's what I mean. It's very messy, and good luck at trying to piece it all together. Very shoddy filmmaking and script. Which, who wrote the script? Roy London. Really poor script, and this was produced and directed by the director, and he did a terrible job too. The actors, I mean, the other recognizable person is Piper Laurie. She's there, but I've seen her better in other movies. And like a chunk of the film is Patrick Swayze coming back. He's nicknamed Tiger Warsaw, but his real name is Charles or Chucky, and not the doll. He sees an old girlfriend that he left behind 15 years ago, talks with them. This former buddy, which right now I forget why they stopped being friends. I forget why. Because I don't remember Swayze's character doing anything to the friend and vice versa. So even then I don't remember what the hell happened with that situation. The sister's getting married, and she doesn't want Swayze there at all. And she comes off as very bitchy. And I don't get why she's so bitchy. I guess because of what happened to the dad. But then there's like dialogue where the mom goes, "You told your dad that he hurt you, and that wasn't true." I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? I mean, so she is a lying bitch. And that's what I mean, like this script, it's like there's chunks missing, or there's pieces of the plot missing. And even the end of the film, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because the father finds out Swayze is home. He goes to a store, gets a gun, comes back home, shoots near Swayze to just scare him, goes up and says, "That's not our son's dead." Swayze leaves. Then they're all having dinner and everyone's happy, and then the mom thinks it's someone Swayze, but it's someone in silhouette. Then she makes a toast going to Charles Warsaw, Tiger Warsaw, for always disappointing us. And then she sits down and says something like to the dad, "Wow, what are we going to do? Wait till the funeral for us to say this?" To say what? That your son's a disappointment? And then for some reason the dad is sad. And then for some reason he decides to get up and go to find his son. And someone tries to stop him. And then the sister's like, "No, uncle, like, let dad go." I'm like, where the hell did all this change of thinking come from? The dad shot a gun at his son to make him leave and said that my son's dead. The sister earlier put a restraining order against Swayze when he didn't do anything. Why did the sister change her mind? Why did the dad change her mind? The mom's toast, which is just, "Oh, thanks for, you're not here, thanks for being disappointment." That's really all she said. Where did all this change of thinking come from? And then I don't even remember how the dad found Swayze in this random motel. Like, how did the dad find him? I don't even remember. At one point, Swayze tried to call. He got a answer machine, and he kind of like mumbled, and then he hung up the phone. What, there was call? There's those machines back in the day to tell you where the hell Star 69 was. Star 69 back then. So the father gets there, hugs Swayze, and then tells Swayze, "Could you please forgive me?" Again, I don't know why the dad changed his mind all of a sudden. They hug, then Swayze's at the wedding, and everything's fine. I'm like, when and how and where and how and why and how did the sister change her mind and way of thinking? When and how and why and where the fuck and what the fuck and how the fuck and what the fuck and who the fuck and why the fuck did the dad change his mind? And just, it's so sloppy in its writing, and it's trying to be melodramatic, and it's trying to be emotional, but I don't buy it. And even Swayze, he's doing what he can, but there's so many other films you could watch Swayze in. Like Ghost. You could sit here and watch Ghost if you want a great Swayze performance. Hell, I think Swayze's great in Roadhouse. I think Swayze's great in Dirty Dancing. I think Swayze was great in Uncommon Valor. I mean, I can see why this film gets a 4.8. I would give it even lower. And I can see why no one ever talks about this fucking movie, because it's an awful fucking film. It's poorly shot, where, again, half the film's like close-ups, as if it was a TV special. That's what made me think of an after-school special, something you see on Lifetime. More after-school special than Lifetime, honestly. And again, the movie is very uneventful. Seems like a lot of fucking around for the 80 to 90 minute running time. Swayze cries a lot. That's really, like, most of his performance is him crying a lot. You know, that's like, he was given one thing to do, cry. That's like all the direction Swayze got in this movie. And I love Patrick Swayze. There's many other better films. Hell, To Wan Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar is a better film than this. It just, I've seen quite a few of these Swayze films to prepare for this marathon, and this is probably one of the worst I've seen him in. It's up there with Powder Blue. But at least Powder Blue made a bit more sense. I still didn't care for it. I didn't care for the style and the story, but like this, it's just poor scripting, poor filmmaking, and it again, if it's supposed to lead up to this family getting together and learning to forgive, you gotta actually make the audience understand why we are at that point by the end of the film. Why we are at that fucking point by the end of the fucking movie. I mean, that's kind of the fucking point, right? Like, why did the father decide to go after his son, somehow find him in this motel, and forgive him? Why? Like, why did the sister all of a sudden forgive him? Because the mom said 3 words, and one of those 3 words was, she said 3 things, one of those 3 things was, he's a disappointment? Really? I mean, again, if you like the film, more power to you, teach their own. I thought this was an awful movie, a boring film, sloppy direction, very poor writing, cringeworthy dialogue, drama that was not pulled off well, because it didn't make me feel anything other than wanting to fall the fuck asleep, make my brain fall asleep. And yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say, oh, this is a great movie because Swayze's in it. I love Swayze, but there's a reason why this gets a 4.8 on IMDb, and like I said, I would give it lower. So fuck this movie. I will never see this movie again. I do thank the person who sent it to me, because at least I was able to see it once. I had heard about this film for a while. I think my friend Mike OCP enjoys the film, and that's cool. More power to him. That's, again, if people like it, that's cool. It wasn't for me. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned for more Swayze reviews and better films like Roadhouse, and Next of Kin, and Ghost, Black Dog, and more. But see you guys later. Bye-bye.